All right. Welcome back. Ito na guys from your paborito, most controversial podcast. Of course, speaking of controversy, kung last week ako po ay bida ng mga ka-DDS dahil sinabi ko na napakagaling ni Sara Duterte doon sa kanyang pagbasa sa cellphone, and I was wondering, is that Huawei? Is that Oppo? AI ba yan? This week naman, dami na naman nagalit sa atin. It's a close fight between me and Sentry as far as the most bashed called people is concerned. Tapos si Trillanes pa, kino-quote pa niya yung mga pinopost ko, lalong mismo nagda-double dribble. Tapos,
Sinabihan nga si Kwan si Barry Gutierrez no? Magpa-tutor ka na kay Ronald Llamas. Nadamay pa tuloy ako.
tuloy, dinamay. Huwag kang
Dinamay ako.
ikaw ang pinaka may kasalanan. I'll tell you shortly. Meron ng argument na tayong apat daw, ako, ikaw, Trillanes at saka Christian Esquerda, we're part of this The Boys daw na na nag-oppress doon sa mga forces of goodness and all of that. Kaya feeling ko immediately si Christian biglang bumait na siya para, ay, hindi ko kilala tong tatlo na to ng sariling na siya. Kaso, ako rin, hindi, okay rin ako. Hindi ko kilala si Ronald Llamas at saka Sentry. Parang iniitan na tayo eh. But were you surprised by the interview dun sa kabilang channel? Kasi dun sa interview ko, I really try to make sure it's constructive moving forward. Ilang beses na parang yung ginagawa ko sa Ronald, yung gigigil na si Sentry, sir, we're good, we're there. It's amazing, fantastic. Tapos natatawa rin siya kasi alam niya yung ginagawa ko. Like, let's not talk about that. Yung mga ganun. Pero kahapon
Actually,
talaga
mukhang nagalit sa'yo, hindi dun sa podcast mo. Nagalit sa'yo sa mga post mo
tweets.
Yung mga tweets mo.
Yung kasalanan ko yung mga ibang sinabi ko. Okay, I'll ask you guys, honestly. I know we're friends and all of that, but objectively, I mean, how do you look at this? Kasi were we unfair in raising those issues? Is it the tone? Do you think the tone was bad? I mean, do you think lumabas na medyo, I mean, hindi naman kami Ronald Llamas level of Siga, but Siga pa masyadong I don't know. I mean, obviously medyo aggressive ako mag-tweet, but I don't think I personally attacked anyone. It was just a expression of but I'm open to
Ikaw?
your
Ikaw?
Hindi mo atake?
Meron ka pa inatake personally? Ikaw pa?
Ha?
No?
Ano to? Ano?
Parang masyadong meron ka pang pinost na the enemy of my enemy is also my enemy. May mga enemy ganun pa eh. Diba? Tapos wala daw hindi daw inaano si Lenny.
You treat your politicians like saints. All critics, no matter how legitimate, are villains.
Oo, diba?
Talag-
Tapos nagtataka ka, ba't ka binabash ng mga supporters ni Lenny? Ganyan yung mga post mo.
versions ng Reddit. Isa gets nila. Yung isa, medyo they give it benefit. Totally different yung take. Like sabi ko, this is good. This is the art of strategic ambiguity, no? Ang ginagawa natin. No, sir, honestly, what is your read on this? Because I don't know what's your terms of engagement. So where I come from is, please correct me if I'm wrong. Ang basa ko is there are some folks there na understandably are very passionate. Some would even say a bit fanatic. Na parang any criticism of Lenny or their camp, and no one is supposed to be above criticism. At issue naman dito is not Lenny's intentions, her decency, or like wala tayong question dyan. It's the optics, it's the timing. And ikaw, kung si Trillanes na, your life is in danger, then you need all these bodyguards to protect you potentially from reprisals from Duterte's, and then biglang mag-casual meeting lang sa kabila, of course you're gonna feel hurt. Now, maybe he was a bit too emotional, but I think people have to understand, and that's why I think Riza sealed the deal when she said, naintindihan ko, na-appreciate ko, may tiwala ako dun sa pinanggalingan ni Trillanes. So I don't know, bro. I mean, you tell me, guys. Bakit ang toxic
May iba't iba kasing levels. May iba't iba kasing levels Yung isang level ay lahat alam niya sabihin, medyo may pagka-conspiratorial. Ibig sabihin, parang isinasama si Lenny doon sa conspiracy, doon sa meeting. Yun yung isang level, no, na up in arms yung mga pinklawan, no. Yung isang level ay nalaman ni Lenny papunta na, pero she could have said no. She could have blocked the door in the face of Sarah. Ang sinasabi naman ng iba ay medyo hindi naman Pinoy, hindi naman hospitable na bigla mo isasara yung pintuan mo sa harap ng isang bisita. So, yun yung ikalawang level, no, na dapat sana ay alam niyang kalaban nito, dapat hindi na niya in-entertain, no? Yun yung isang level. Yung ikatlong level naman ay ganyan talaga ang katauhan ni Lenny, whether malaman niya in retrospect na ito ay gagamitin politically ni Sarah, ay ganun pa rin yung gagawin niya. Ang level naman na ito ay ikatlo, parang nagamit siya. Wittingly or unwittingly siya ay nagamit. So may iba't ibang level ng criticism. Yung isa ay conspiratorial, yung isa ay dapat Lenny should have put her foot down, yung ikatlo ay whether ganun talaga yung personality niya, bottom line, nagamit pa rin siya ni Sarah. No? So, yun yung iba't ibang aspeto. Kaya minsan si Sunny is bordering between the first and the second. No, yun yung dynamic, no? Hindi naman sasabihin naman ni Trillanes na tingin mo ba lahat ito ay sang-ayon ba si Lenny doon sa conspiracy na open siya na makipag-alyado sa mga Duterte? Ang sasabihin ni Sunny, hindi naman ako, wala pa akong ganun judgment, no? Yun yung sasabihin ni Sunny, di ba? Pero at the very least, ang sinasabi ni Sunny, alam ito ni Lenny much earlier. Ang sabi nga niya sa amin, 2 days before. So pag sinabi mong alam to ni Lenny 2 days before, nandun ka sa level na baka kasabwat si Lenny dito sa conspiracy. No, yun yung doon medyo up in arms yung mga pink tawan, no?
So okay, yeah. So I said I never said there's a conspiracy, and I trusted Lenny's position on this. Kaya I felt unfair yung mga taksahan because I questioned the effect and the optics. I didn't question the intention. No question about that.
Ako massage yung ano ko dyan. Massage yung view ko dyan sa mga pangyayari. Yan. Kaso, ito Richard, baka mabash ka din ha. Baka mabash ka dahil sa akin. Pero ito, dalawa kasi yan. I view it dalawang way. Isang small picture, isang big picture. Okay? Small picture, isolated incident na kumaga para sa akin hindi na nga siya tumutulong sa paglaban dito sa mga Duterte ngayon. Kinakausap pa niya, minimit pa niya. So definitely may masasaktan, definitely hindi natuwa yung mga kasama niya sa opposition. So yun yung small picture. So isolated event, tapos na yon, let's move on. Pero meron kasing bigger picture eh. O, ito na, yung ko dyan. Bigger picture na ano ang plano for 2028. Okay? Kasi meron pa rin kumaga meron pa rin may malaking portion nung
inom ka muna ng tubig. Sige. Sige lang.
Iniingatan ko para di ka masyadong mabash, Richard. Ang dami dito, merong malaking portion na gusto pa rin si Lenny. Na gusto pa rin si Lenny yung magpresidente, na gusto pa rin siya yung mag-lead ng Pinks, 'di ba? Tapos nandito yung kampo nila Senator Sunny na hindi, si Risa na. Pinasa na ni Risa eh. Pero ang punto ko nga dyan, if Lenny, kumbaga, she should communicate more doon sa mga kakampi niya sa opposition. Kasi parang ang nangyayari ata, sumusubok kumuha ng meeting kay Lenny. Ito, mga narinig ko lang din pwede nila akong i-verify o hindi, kung tama o hindi.
Allegation.
Humihingi ng meeting kay Lenny, yung mga nandoon sa mga kakampi niya, mga leader sa side niya, hindi niya masyadong mapagbigyan, tapos makikita nila, makikipag-meet dito kay Sara Duterte. So may ganun. So ang punto lang, if Lenny wants to be the leader of this group, diba, she should lead now. Ngayon siya dapat mag-lead. Hindi yung siya yung gusto niyang magpresidente sa 2028. Risa, ikaw muna mamuno ngayon babalik na lang ako pag malapit na yung election sa 2028. So merong ganong parang bigger na away na nangyayari as to who will lead itong grupong ito. So yun that's how I view things. Si Sunny, nandun siya syempre side ni Risa, siya yung hardcore talaga na gusto si Risa na yung mag-lead. Kasi Risa is doing all the hard work now. 'Diba? So yun ang
And Sonny,
sooner or later kailangan mag-usap yung
and
lahat ng leaders ng kakampi.
Ronald, correct me if I'm wrong also, Mark. Kasi I think Lenny correctly came out and made her stance very clear on BBM, right? Sabi niya, kaya tanong ko, if BBM also drop by, would there be a one hour daw casual meeting? It's an honest question. Would there be also, and would you think BBM would even dare to go there if he doesn't have an assurance that he can get a decent, I'm just being honest, right, about the logistics. There are logistics here. Sara is not spontaneous. She's not just gonna, tokang na magdanak siya. Hey, are you there? Can I say hi for 1 hour? It doesn't work that. Let's be honest. But going back to this, but going back to this, Lenny was absolutely clear about bakit there should be no coalition with the Marcoses, even the tactical liminal whatever modus vivendi one that Trillanes and some suggested. So siguro ang point kasi ni Trillanes is, and we can disagree with him, is maybe we want also clarity on where Lenny stands on the Duterte side of this equation. So okay, galit ka sa team Kasamaan, pero anong stance mo sa team Kadiliman? And you tell me, I mean, are there speeches, statements I'm hearing over the past 2 years? You tell me. So I think that's where Sentry also is coming from. And tuloy, naging pangit na yung debate kasi now naman, ang attack naman kay Sentry, o bakit ikaw, nagmamalinis ka, kasama mo nga si Isko, si Mocha, yan, Mark, sumagot ka na dyan. So, ang response niya sa akin, wala naman si Mocha nung sumali ako sa action. Yung mga Alex,
Cookie ni Mocha. Cookie ni Mocha.
Medyo nadagdagan yung sama ng loob ni Trillanes eh. Nung una, medyo pinipitik-pitik na niya si Lenny dahil nga ang tagal magpasya kung tatakbo o hindi. So nabibitin sila yung mga tatakbo, no? Laban dun sa Duterte Marcos slate. So may ganun nang simula eh. Tapos nung election, ang tingin ni Sani, hindi masyadong naalagaan yung Senate slate. No, hindi sila natulungan ng husto. Kaya yung ikalawa, may ganun siyang reklamo. Ikatlo ay after nung election, hindi na i-transfer ng maayos kay Risa yung leadership. No, yun yung ikatlong sama ng loob niya. No, ikaapat, tapos nakita pa niya si Lenny na nagta-travel all over the place. Kaya lalong na-reinforce yung kanyang galit na hindi tinransfer na maayos. At panghuli, yung binabanggit ni Mark na nung sinuggest niya na si Kiko ay posibleng maging bahagi ng administration slate, si Lenny ay isa doon sa vehemently nag-oppose doon sa ganung klaseng possibility. Kaya pumapasok tayo doon sa sinasabi mo ngayon, Big R, na kung ganito yung position ni Lenny vis-a-vis sa mga Duterte, ano yung position niya vis-a-vis the Marcoses, no? Yun yung flow ng mga pangyayari.
Ikaw, Mark, what's your take in this? Kasi mukhang tama si Ronald, may hugot talaga dito. I don't think these emotions are coming out of nowhere. Ako naman on my side, I just felt walang postmortem after 2022. There has not been proper reflection, or at least publicly done. I feel that there's a lot of defensiveness out there. There's a lot of intolerance to any criticism out there. Yeah, this is not supposed to be a catechism. This is supposed to be a movement. There's no question about decency and good heart of Lenny. I never questioned that. Now, ibang usapan na others want to come up with conspiracy theories. Not on my part. Kaya I felt this unfair. But ang tanong ko dito is,
yun nga yung tanong eh, nasan yung movement eh?
Yeah.
Where is the movement na nandun sa movie ng And So It Begins? Nasaan na siya ngayon? Di ba? I'm asking Senator Bam, I'm asking sila Senator Trillanes, nasaan na yung kakamping na movement? Is Lenny holding it on her own lang? Walang pwedeng gumamit? Ako lang pwedeng gumamit nito? Or hindi ba dapat inaano na niya for the others to use it para magamit nila? Kasi it's a big tool. It's a big platform for others. Diba? So, yun.
Kaya lang hihinayang yung iba dahil sa pagkakahati ng unit team, kung na-consolidate yung pink wave, it would have been a major political force ngayon. No? Paano nahati yung pink wave tapos yung kung solid nahati yung unit team tapos kung na-solidify, na-harness, na-consolidate yung pink wave, baka yun yung isa sa, if not the most major political force ngayon. No?
Baka mas mataas yung mga senatorials ng opposition, di ba?
Ibig sabihin, baka mas sigurado yung mga senatorial slate nila, katulad ng sinasabi ni Mark.
But how can we say that pink is not solid? Is it based on the surveys? Is it based on
Dahil hindi siya na harness eh.
you talk
After
about
the election,
So
di ba yung pinag-uusapan natin dati na sana nagkaroon ng nationwide Thanksgiving at saka listening tour, what is to be done, no? Tapos binuo yung that's 15-16 million votes, hundreds of thousands na mga volunteers. Kung yan ay na-consolidate into chapters, no, into chapters with a clear line of leadership, then it would have been much stronger now, quantitatively as well as qualitatively. At mas hindi labas ng 12 yung kanyang Senate slate.
Very simple.
Yun yung hinayang.
Very simple yung ano dyan, Richard eh. Sino ba naka-pink ngayon? Bakit dun sa mga kasama sa pink movement, sino pa ang naka-pink ngayon? Bakit walang nagkukulay pink? Yung mga kakampi ni Sara, lahat sila naka-green. 'Di ba? Yung mga kakampi ni BBM, lahat sila nakapula. Alam nila yung kulay nila, alam nila yung ano nila. So bakit yung mga nandoon sa pink na grupo, bakit walang nagpi-pink? Bakit parang hindi nila nagagamit yung branding, yung platform, yung mga kanta nung pink? Bakit parang nage-gatekeep dito kay Lenny? So yun yung question ko ng ilang buwan na. Ba't walang gumagamit? Sayang kasi. Sayang kasi it could be really useful for Senator Bam, Senator Kiko kapag na-utilize ng maayos. Dahil nga maganda naman yung ano eh. Kumbaga yung branding buo na eh.
Naalala ko lang nung Pasay Rally, no, mga kunya tayo 800, 900,000 yung dumalo. Pagbaba ng stage ni Dick Gordon, sabi niya, "Oh, ba't ka nakadilaw? Ba't hindi ka naka-pink?" Sabi ko, wala naman kayo lahat dito kung wala yung dilaw eh. Sabi ko gano'n kay Gordon. So tawa lang yung mga tao. Kaya ako ay dilaw pa rin.
okay,
diba? Yun yung sinasabi ko naman sa mga dilaw, di ba? You should be proud kasi that's the color of people power. That's the color, di ba? So yun naman yun eh. Yun naman yung
very passionate responses here na nagsabi solid pa rin kami mga pink. So let me strongman the argument. What if this is just a temporarily parang medyo nasa hibernation mode lang at pwede activate ahead of elections? Ronald, do you think that kind of thinking makes sense? Sinasabi na iba, I'm trying to be fair. This is live coming in. Friends are saying here that marami naman angat buhay chapters. Maybe that could be the microcosm for reactivating the bigger pink movement? Or is your argument, Ronald, is medyo naging disaffected na sila kasi dun sa Okta survey nakita natin 6% lang with joining opposition, 40% are essentially politically essentially dissociating. But the counter argument, what
definitely may mga hardline, may mga solid pa na pink. No, ang sinasabi lang, scientifically hindi mo siya makikita sa surveys. Ang makikita mo sa surveys ay yung 5-6%. Tapos ang makikita mo sa surveys ay yung labas sa 12 yung mga kandidato ng Piklawan. Yun yung makikita mo. Mas maganda sana kung hindi. Pero for now, in the absence of other evidence, yun yung ebidensya ngayon. Yun yung ebidensya ngayon, no? Kaya yes, may mga naiwan na pink, may mga chapters ang angat buhay, etc. etc. Pero medyo labas ng malayo sa 12 yung mga kandidato ng pink. At dun sa ibang mga surveys ay hindi ganun kalaki kumpara halimbawa dun sa iba pang mga political force like the Duterte and the Marcoses. Sana in the next 8 months ay mabago yan. Pero 8 months is very fast, no?
Posible yung midterm, syempre bellwether yan for 2028 eh. May question na din ako, Richard, dun sa mga nanonood sa iyo ng live na mga solid kakampinks, which of course I respect and gusto ko yung mga prinsipyo nila, pinaglalaban nila. Pero I think halos lahat sila gusto nila si Lenny ang magpresidente sa 2028. I think yun ang when you say solid kakamping pa rin ako, ibig sabihin solid Lenny 2028 pa rin ako. Pero ang punto dito, walang Lenny 2028 na mananalo kung malakas pa rin yung mga Duterte. Walang Lenny 20, kumbaga hindi yun na parang wishful ano lang na ito 28 lalaban tayo ulit. Hindi. It takes hard work. 'Di ba? Hindi pwedeng leader ka, darating ka na lang kapag malapit na yung eleksyon. You have to do the hard work na ginagawa ni Senator Risa now na iniikot yung checky bomb, na
Very good point.
inuhuli si Kibuloy, inuhuli yung mga pogo, yung mga kasi yan ang ano yung mga pogo na yan, if hindi natigil yan yung popondo sa team Kadiliman or ano yan yung magagamit na pondo 'di ba? Si Kibuloy isa pa yan, 'di ba? Kung hindi na ungkat lahat ng mga krimen na nakaano sa kanya ngayon, 'di ba? Yan yun yan yung nagagamit nung team Kadiliman.
Yeah, sorry. Before because I arrived early morning for emergency, so I don't know how sharp I am. So sorry if I'm, I want to get this idea before I forget it. Ronald, kasi ganito, obvious ang line of attack ngayon is, nagmamalinis kayo, soft naman kayo kay BBM, whatever. I think that's unfair because we have been very critical of BBM on many issues, except yung West Philippine Sea for good reasons, and that's national interest. But for the sake of argument, sabihin natin, let's say someone like Trillanes is softer on BBM than Duterte. Let's play this way. Hindi ba sequentially it makes sense na you bring down the Duterte so that there's a chance for Lenny and the Pink to come up and to be competitive for 2028? I mean, sabi ni Mark there's no way Lenny or Risa could be competitive for presidency as long as Sara is there. Ang sagabal sa kanila,
as long as the Duterte machinery is strong, diba? Sara will be there.
Human rights catastrophe. It's not only a threat to constitutional democracy. You don't believe me? Listen to the speech of Riza Hontiveros dun sa anniversary na Akbayan. You don't believe that? Listen to Sara Duterte reading that during her Shimenot hearing. Senator Grace Poe. So, for the purpose of tactics and politics, doesn't it make sense for the Pink to focus on first bringing down the Dutertes, then focus on resisting Marcos, and then running strongly for 2028? Just from a brutal tactical standpoint. Because
wala kaming ambivalence dyan Limawa, malinaw na binabanata namin yung mga Duterte doon sa kanilang foreign policy vis-a-vis China. Malinaw binabanata namin sila doon sa crimes against humanity sa EJK, di ba? Malinaw yung binabanata namin sila sa massive corruption na indicative yung Parmali, yung DepEd, etc. At marami pang iba. So malinaw kung nasaan yung aming direction of the main blow. But at the same time, very critical kami kay Marcos doon sa Maharlika. Kami yung una naglabas ng posisyon against Maharlika. Very critical kami sa People's Initiative, sa Chacha. Very critical kami dun sa mga ibang aspeto ng ating ekonomiya, mula pa dun sa food inflation, etc. So hindi kami magiging defensive diyan Ang sinasabi lang namin, for now, ang main focus talaga namin ay yung mas malaking krimen ng mga Duterte. Pero hindi kami nagkukulang kung kinakailangan i-criticize yung Marcos government sa aspeto ng economy, sa aspeto ng debts. Ngayon kasi 2.4 trillion na yung na-incur na debt ng mga Marcoses. So kami dyan, hindi kami nag-hesitate dyan. Pero medyo malinaw din na ang bigger crime at this point ay yung mga Duterte. Kaya doon yung aming focus.
Threat to constitutional democracy. You have to be realistic. Yes, one is Kadiliman, yes. But if you're gonna rank it, there is a disparity.
Mas ang self-criticism ko, Big R, ay sayang yung pink wave. Mas nandun yung self-criticism. At hindi lang ito problema ni Lenny. Problema namin lahat ito. Bakit hindi yan na-harness? Bakit hindi yan na-consolidate? No?
Marcos.
Hindi mo
remember I was asking Senator Bam, 'di ba? Bakit walang naka-pink? Ba't walang nagpi-pink? Bakit walang diba? Parang sana down the line darating yung mga sino hinihintay? Sinong 'di ba? Ba't hindi pa gamitin? Yung kanta, yung ano? Ganda maganda siya. Speaking from someone na hindi kasama noong 2022, 'di ba? From the outside.
You don't get offended when I joke or something like that. But we need your perspective because you're the outsider perspective. Kaya tuwan-tuwa yung iba sa'yo, Atty. Gambo ang tawag sa'yo, diba? Because they see, like kami ni Ronald, obviously we're in the same universe, except ako yung matino, parang yin and yang kami. Ako yung lightness, siya yung darkness, but still within the same universe of Toranaga universe. Shogun pa rin.
So, naalala ko, Big R, nung re-recruit mo ako rito, ang sabi mo, ang trabaho ko, bardagulan
Excuse me,
Tapos
Actually,
Ikaw naman pala ang
tapos pag ginagawa ko yung Bardagulan,
Ayun, ikaw naman pala.
nagkukanta, piniprenohan mo ako.
Ang ibig sabihin nun, Sir Ronald, ang ibig sabihin nun, ikaw yung bardagulan so that I would look good. Di ba? ako yung
serious.
life, di ba? Tapos ako yung pro admin. Para sa yung parang lalaban, di ba? So yun yung yun yung mga rules.
Sinasabi.
Ang tawag diyan sa Marxism, Leninism, dialectics.
Ayan tayo. So speaking of direction of the wind, pag-usapan natin let's talk a little bit about Sarah, because isa pa na naman attack sa atin lahat. Anyone who dare to criticize their perfectionism and their purity and sanctity and all is like, how dare you? Why not criticize Sarah? It's like, what? Like, how much more criticism you want from us? Obviously, Sarah was there for political mileage. So pag-usapan natin si Sarah. What is her game plan? Because I'll tell you what, I think Sarah's press conference recently was not so bad. I think Sarah is on the offensive right now. Medyo palpak, medyo demure, medyo
medyo sinungaling.
But something going on there. There's something going on there.
Binibuild up na naman, no? Binibuild up na naman.
Kaka-interview ko lang kanina sa teleserbisyo eh. Sabi ko, ano ba kayo? No? Bakit hindi niyo maging honest si Sarah? Hindi naman strong point ng mga Duterte, honesty. And the fruit doesn't fall very far from the tree. No? Kanina ang tanghali, yan ang aking interview, etc. So, at least hindi ako masasabihan na pro Sara, unlike some people dito, ha?
Judgmental.
Hindi na lang ako mag-talk.
Judgmental Vulturi ako. On that note, thank you very much for this. That was hard. We covered 2 Bardagulans. That was like Team Caldero versus Arnis. That was hard, my friend. Thank you so much, guys. That was fantastic.